And for the official introductions, let's go to Lupe Contreras.
From the Global Event Center at the WinStar World Casino of the Chickasaw Nation, esto es Top Rank Live, being brought to you by, presentado por Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated in association with Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter, and the WinStar World Casino of the Chickasaw Nation. This bout, 8 rounds in the middleweight division. Este combate, pactado a 8 vueltas en la división peso mediano. Los jueces son, the judges are, David Sutherland, Gary Ritter, and Don Griffin. The referee, Gerald Ritter. Introducing the blue corner, presentando a la esquina azul, vestido de negro con vivos dorados. He steps in wearing black trimmed in gold. His official weight, 162 pounds. Su peso oficial, 162 libras. A nivel profesional, mantiene un récord de 17 victorias, con 3 derrotas y 11 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. As a professional, he has 17 victories against 3 losses, with 11 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Gary, Indiana, Derrick Superman Findley. In the red corner, he steps in wearing red, trimmed in white en la esquina roja, vestido de rojo con vivos blancos. Su peso oficial, 161 libras. His official weight, 161 pounds. As an amateur, he represented his homeland of Russia in the 2008 Olympics. And as a pro, he has gone on to an undefeated career with 12 victories. 8 of those victories coming by way of knockout. En el año 2008, representó a su tierra natal de Rusia en los Juegos Olímpicos de Beijing. Y a nivel profesional, se mantiene invicto hasta el momento, con 12 victorias. 8 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Fighting out of Orotukan, Russia, Matt Korobov.
Okay, fighters, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. I expect a good, clean fight. Keep your punches up. Touch your gloves. Touch your gloves. Good luck to both.
Well, that was some touch.
Well, you know, Korobov, I don't know how good his English is. He's learning. He's based in Florida now. But, yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, Findley, I've done fights with him before, Rich, and again, if looks could win fights, this guy is either it's a complete bluff or he just wants to scare the trunks off you here. But Findley with a reach advantage for a short guy like that of nearly 4 inches, and Korobov, I guess for Findley, I would think one of the keys is getting past Korobov's jab, but he's got to use it, the Russian.
Well, Findley said that he was going to try to be moving his head. He's not doing that. He's walking straight to Korobov right now. His head is very stationary. We'll see if he utilizes some upper body movement and some head movement to try to get past that jab. But he does have very long arms, which we talked about that height disadvantage, a stark disadvantage in height, but really he has those very long arms which are going to help him here tonight.
Well, but he nullifies a lot of that, Rich, by throwing those muscle-bound shots. There's sort of those hooks and those wide shots. So he's not really catching Korobov for opponents at the end of sharp, straight punches. So it's Derrick Findley, a guy who is not used to going away. He was outclassed early in his career by Andre Ward and stopped by Andre Durrell last year.
Yeah, as long as he's not fighting a guy named Andre, he's doing pretty well.
Korobov in the red, again, sort of a put-up, shut-up type of fight. He's flatlined, according to some critics lately, and they want to see more out of him. He had 310 amateur fights, went to the Beijing Olympics, as we talked about, suffered a shocking second-round loss there. But he's coming off an 8-round win just 9 weeks ago.
Now, at the beginning of his career, after that great amateur career, at the beginning of his professional, there was quite a bit of excitement about Korobov. Dan Birmingham was his trainer early in his career for a few fights.
Then Kenny Adams.
And now he's moved to Mike McCallum. And I want to see if McCallum can kind of rub off a little bit on Korobov. In terms of his body punching, especially, you know, and being able to do a good job in finishing fighters. Now there's some body.
The body nicely there, and we see that Korobov, with I think average hand speed, is letting his hands go. So he's being first and he's being last in this. I think one of the knocks on Korobov that I had is he looked winning an 8-round fight against Joshua Snyder. He looked very against an ordinary Snyder. He struggled this past April, and some say faded, even though he won handily on the cards.
Yeah, and I think this is the best fighter he's fought. So and it's a guy who's trying to bring the fight to him. So Korobov is being made to fight, and so far I like what he's doing in there.
Absolutely. You know, he's willing to counter and let Findley run into some shots. Findley coming in squared in and fighting small. That's, I think, a good way to be elusive. You're 5'6" and keep the package that way. Keep it tight and get inside and take away Korobov's punching room. Closing out round 1 here in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Round 2, Top Rank Live, coming to you from Thackerville, Oklahoma. Our middleweight fight, Matt Korobov, the unbeaten middleweight in the southpaw in red, and Derrick Findley. Rich, you gave the first round to Korobov, I assume?
To Korobov, yeah. I felt that he controlled the ring and controlled the style, basically, and I thought he did a very nice job of working.
And to stay dialed in with the latest, follow us on Twitter or Facebook. Derrick Findley has to be a little bit more elusive, Rich. He's just walking in and, as you said, not fainting. His corner urged him there to do just that.
You know, when you get a guy who's as small as Derrick, you can be effective. You can use that height to your advantage.
Absolutely.
If you come in bobbing and weaving, say, fighting even smaller.
Fight small.
Rock and roll as you come in and elude some of those punches. Walking straight at a guy the way that he's doing now and not utilizing any head movement, which he promised me today he was going to use tonight, is a sure recipe for defeat.
Yeah, and his corner wants him to do it. So Korobov able to pot shot, and again he's controlling the flow here. Korobov, though, fighting off the back foot here as he goes to the ropes voluntarily.
Back, on the back.
Looks like Findley's trying to rough him up a little when they do get in close here. Maybe turn this into a pure sixer if he can.
Right. Findley has been twice before, and as has Korobov his last 2 fights. Korobov with that little hacking right hook, nothing really on it, and he certainly didn't discourage Findley, but Findley walking in squared up, hands up. He'll come at you with and throw those, again, as we call them, muscle-bound shots. He's inside and he's not working there. They're out of the clinch, trying that left hand as he runs into a left from Korobov.
You know, this fight tonight, Nick, and I think the next year, it's really the crucial time in the career of Matt Korobov. It's time now that for him to take off. He's got to show more than just incremental levels of improvement.
Absolutely, and this is why they've got him in, matched against Derrick Findley. And Korobov now runs into a right hand, lead right hand from Findley. A good punch against the southpaw. Findley's just got to get mean like this. He's got to be the busier guy to have any kind of a chance. So it's all about pace and tempo, and Korobov able to set that pace in the first round. And Findley with a little more pressure here, fighting, as we say, a little bit meaner, perhaps pulled himself right into this fight. We head to the third. Rich, who'd you give the second to?
Second round, I still gave to Korobov, but I thought Findley fought much better, and I thought he was more successful in trying to rough up.
Exactly. He's got to fight meaner. Korobov had a good final flurry there in the last 5 seconds. Could have pulled that round out, I think, as well. Korobov in the red is undefeated. He's the southpaw. And, you know, do you see any difference in styles with Mike McCallum? I see him backing up a little bit more, trying to create some space, Rich.
Yeah, I can't say that I do yet. But Findley, I think, is making it a little difficult now for him to fight the style that he wants to.
Findley walks into a left hand there. Again, a short chopping blow. Finley's got the attitude, but does he have the skills? That's really the big question mark. You know, he'll get into the wheelhouse of Korobov and then not be able to execute.
Yeah, but right here, right up when he gets him up against the ropes, he can do some real good damage as he did there. That was some good work to good effect by Findley. And, you know, it wouldn't hurt him even to get in there and just throw his body on top of Korobov, throw him up against the ropes, get him off balance.
Yeah, he's a strong guy. Korobov very economical here in this fight and certainly in this round 3. He's not throwing a lot of shots.
See, this is what I mean about leaning on him, working a little on the body. Try to wear Korobov down if you can.
But it's the same tune for Findley in black. He comes in squared up, gloves up. And Korobov should just step to the side and run him into something. Korobov's just standing in front, not doing enough, and Findley goes after him. Doesn't land much clean, but he's the busier guy here in this round for sure. Matt Korobov in the red is undefeated. Arguably his toughest test as a pro in Derrick Findley, who's been in with Andre Ward, Andre Durrell, and lost. Every time he stepped up, he's really only beaten Class B fighters. But again, he's sinking shots to the body of Korobov, who's playing more defense than offense here in the third.
Little body work by Korobov in this round, too.
Korobov walking in sometimes with his hands down, squared up himself. Now he smokes that jab, and he'll drive Findley back and get his attention with some big, solid left hands.
Yeah, that was good stuff from Matt.
But it looks like another close round, and as we finish the third.